Okay, the recording has started, and this is the June 2nd, 2020 Rook community meeting. So we will start, as always, with our milestone checkups and talk about upcoming releases and patches and such. So as just like last time, I don't think we're doing any 1.2 backports or patches. So I'll skip over that board. But we do have a 1.3.5 coming up here. So let's take a
we're
quick look at the board.
About at the 2-week time frame where it's just good to get the latest patch release out.
Yeah, like a sprintly cadence.
Almost, yeah. That's, yep. So I think Thursday is just a good general date to target. Not that I don't think there's anything burning.
But cadence. Okay. Was there any particular issues that you want to call attention to, Travis, for this patch?
I don't think so. I tried to get the board updated there and also moved some things out to 1.4 that just clearly we're never going to make it into 1.3. So I think there's still a few things that would be nice to get backported to 1.3 since we're still a good 6 weeks or more out from 1.4. But
are those on the board here, or they should be added there and tracked?
No, I think they're all the ones that I'm aware of that would be nice to have are there. I don't think any of them are critical either. And one of them just kind of a tracking issue, like the first one in the in progress column there with the Ceph dashboard, which is still not working in the latest Octopus release, it looks like. But it's a Ceph issue, not a Rook issue.
Yeah, so we just have to pick up the right version that has the fix from Octopus.
Right. Yeah. Yep. So that's that issue. And I think other things are just kind of general improvements or the contributing it to the OpenShift operators. That's not really, that one isn't even really related to 1.3. It's just a general work item.
What does that mean though? Contribute it? Like we've had at least the Rook Ceph operator has been listed on Operator Hub and the operators for months, right?
So there's actually two different. I think of it as two different operator hubs. So one is our operators for installing on Kubernetes, and the other one is for installing on OpenShift, since OpenShift require a few extra things.
Okay, so that's the community operators and like the upstream operators or whatever, and the
right. So OpenShift has this ecosystem for upstream operators. That's what that's for.
Got it. And we're only listed on the the operator hub, like the public operator hub for all Kubernetes.
Right, just for the general Kubernetes.
I thought we were in the OpenShift one too. I didn't realize that.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
There's been a request for that for a long time, but that's a work item that hadn't happened yet.
Got it. Cool. Do you think that'll be that's essentially completely out of band, as you're saying, right, from a Rook release process, right? Like that has everything to do with getting merged into the operator framework repo, the community operators or whatever repos.
Yeah, exactly. It's just out of band.
So it's just a tracking issue on our side then.
Yep.
Cool.
So we don't lose track of it.
Yep. I
think you're breaking out there.
Me?
Try again.
Anything else?
Yeah, sounds better now. No, I think that's all for 1.3 that I have, at least. Anybody else?
Nope. Okay. All right, and then we got 1.4 coming up, the next minor release, but that one is potentially targeting 6 weeks from now, as Travis mentioned, so not in the immediate future.
Right. I tried to move a whole bunch of things into this board that we really should think about for 1.4. I'm sure there's more. Well, we always add more to the project board, but this is kind of the first pass at getting the 1.4 board populated. And I don't know that we need to review any of these things in progress here, but the, back in the doc, I've got tentative dates proposed, just as, to keep our roughly quarterly cadence. I put, Friday, July 17th as potential feature freeze with release date on at the end of July. Does anybody have feedback on that? Does that sound good? It's somewhat arbitrary, just around quarterly is all. Our last release was April.
Yeah, I definitely like the consistency of having a regular cadence where we're kind of shipping on regular intervals in our quarterly cadence. So I think that makes plenty of sense.
All right. Yeah. If anyone has other feedback on it, we can sync up offline too.
Yeah. Also good from my side as well.
Okay, great.
Sweet, Blaine. Cool. Okay. Then we'll continue tracking towards those in the upcoming community meetings as well. Okay, we can move ahead on to the community topics section. So Travis, you added a note about some new reviewers that we added to the project. Do you want to go ahead and announce that too?
Yep, absolutely. I don't see them in the meeting, but just wanted to congratulate 2 members of the community who have really been contributing a bunch, commenting on PRs and issues and resolving things in Slack in a timely manner. It's just really helpful for the community. And so they are now officially Rook reviewers, which, it basically means that they're contributing well. Their feedback is valuable on PRs, and PRs can be merged after they've approved them. And yeah, so just grateful for Satoru and Madhu's contributions.
Yeah, definitely. That's great to have more eyes and more hands on reviewing pull requests and driving quality and enforcing best practices and stuff like that. So that's awesome. Congratulations to both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, so the next item is an update on the graduation process, the long tail of the graduation process. So as we mentioned, we got the due diligence document completed, and that's part of the pull request now, so it's been published there. Travis, I don't think I heard back from Aaron on a couple different requests to make sure that that document was shared and publicly accessible outside of Red Hat, because when I was looking at the sharing settings, it still said, anyone at Red Hat can have, with the link, can open it. So I think it's still internally restricted there.
Okay.
Can you maybe try to ping her too and see if you have access to change that in the doc or something? Because I don't think people come into the PR from the general public can access it still.
I did ask her about that. I pinged her last week because I wasn't clear on her email either, but she confirmed there that she did open it up publicly. So I'm curious.
Yeah, Blaine, you're not Red Hat. Can you go to this link here? In the TOC pull request here, 366 in the agenda document. I'll drop it in the chat too to make it easier for you.
Yeah, we could have everybody in this call try it. Click on the link and see if it works.
Everybody races. Let's see, due diligence. There we go. So this link here, copy link, and I'll put it into the chat here. Where's chat? Where's chat? Chat. Yeah, let me know if non-Red Hat folks can access that.
Mm-hmm. Going once, going twice.
I tried with my personal account and I can't access it. But obviously it works with my Red Hat account. So maybe it is only for Red Hat.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it looked like to me when I went into the sharing settings. It says the link is, anyone at Red Hat can access this. Mm-hmm. So it seemed to be fairly clear to me that that's the setting it would be using.
All right, I'll ping her again. I should have double checked when she told me.
Cool, okay. Thank you, Travis. I think I got everything I could out of Erin for in crossplane, so I think she's not going to listen to me for Rook anymore now. I met my Erin quota already.
Right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so then since the due diligence document is published and part of the pull request there, Saad Ali, our TOC sponsor, met with and the rest of the TOC in their bi-monthly private TOC meeting, and confirmed the next steps are now that the SIG, they gave their recommendation that Rook should graduate, but they need to publish a document saying so now. So Aaron and Alex Kirkop, or from the CNCF storage SIG, are going to be following up to publish that document. And once that document is published and added to the PR, then Saad will go ahead and kick off the public comment period on the TOC mailing list. So that's another item that has been added on to the tail of the process here. But we're still, working through them and keeping that momentum going. So thanks for all the
Momentum
help.
is a little low, it seems like. How do we pick that up? Yeah, just a slow process.
Yeah, it's a long process. But yep, so Saad's keeping that going, and then Aaron and Alex will keep it going from the SIG side. Okay, I think Tina dropped in the chat a couple of issues, so we could talk about that back up in the milestone checkup list. Tina, do you wanna talk through some of the issues that you dropped in the chat here?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, looks like I can't access those.
Oh, yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Tina. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, there's two. So I'm from ARM, first time joining the meeting, and our team, the workload team, has been submitted this two tickets. It's all on the ARM enablement for Rook. The first one is to fix the make test images script of Rook Bard on the AR64. The second one is to fix the MiniQB install script of Rook support for AR64. So it's just the small patches during the dependency issues we found during enablement of AR64 for Rook. So this is just work in progress. Just wanna make it aware for everybody here. So well, I think it's on track, just for your information, and if you want to review, and feel free.
Awesome, Tina. Thank you for that update there. And so both of those fixes will be going into the Rook repo, right? That's not like upstream fixes external to the repo. That'll be inside the Rook.
Yeah,
code
it's
base?
within this project. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. That's great. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, those Jira links don't work for me. Are those internal to the arm.com access?
Yeah, I wasn't able to open them either when I clicked on them here. I got it looks like it was a DNS looking issue for me. Name not resolved. Yeah, can you check those links, Tina? And then if they're like a different public link that folks outside of ARM can access, then we can update them here in the doc.
Yeah, will do.
Okay, thank you, Tina. Okay, let's move ahead to the Google Summer of Code little update here. So Ahmad is on the call again as well too. He's been attending all of the community meetings. Ahmad, do you want to give a quick little update about some of the issues that you had been working through and some of the work you have been doing?
Yep. In this PR 554 about fixing server memory leak. It seems already to fix, and maybe it can be merged soon.
Yeah, do you and you were reviewing that one as well? Did you? Yeah, 5554. Did you approve that one too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will.
Okay. Cool. That sounds good. And then yeah, and then we have a sync up call tomorrow too, right? Our weekly sync up call with Rohan and Ashish.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll have a sync up call tomorrow.
About
Yeah.
about designing NFS operator using control runtime. I already open some PR, but it is still in work in progress, and I still working on this.
Yep. Yeah, and we can sync up about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. There's another thing I was gonna say. Oh yeah. So the the initial month, like the community bonding period is now completed, and the coding phase started I think yesterday. So we're now in the official coding phase, and Ahmad is all ramped up and familiar with all the code base and the build system and the community and Slack and everything. So Ahmad is ready to hit the ground running and start doing some more coding. Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome, Ahmad.
Yeah,
And
thanks.
the first big work item there is the controller runtime conversion. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. Okay, Travis, roadmap updated.
Yep, just a note on that. I mean, I made a pass through the roadmap, made all the updates I was aware of, and the updates are quite Ceph-centric, so I'd like to ask for input from other storage providers, like especially now with the NFS operator getting worked on, could add some more items to that. EdgeFS, I'll ping Dimitri to get EdgeFS input there. But yep, just a general note that'd be good to get more input on the roadmap.
Yep, that sounds good.
The next item, or were we gonna say something else?
Nope. I was gonna move on to the next one.
Yep. There's a good point from someone in the community who opened that issue you just opened. If you do so it's interesting. I never do a Google search for Rook because I just have the documentation locally.
You are a Google search for Rook.
But I tried a Google search, and yeah, pretty much any Rook topics I found landed on like 0.6 documentation or 0.9 or whatever. Kind of seemed like the oldest topic for what I was ever searching for. So this is a good suggestion from this person here to improve the search results to give us the latest.
Does like the Gatsby framework or that whatever static site generator thing we're using, does that have built-in support for it, like maybe in the front matter or some other config in the repo you can set?
That's a great question. Yeah, I do not know.
Yeah, Alexander's done a fair amount of work with updating the docs repo and stuff like that. I wonder if he has an idea of how possible this is.
Right. I was hoping he'd be here to ask him about it. So
let's
or tag him.
Let's tag him there. Yeah, well, first, this is a great idea.
Thank you for the suggestion.
On my nope. Okay. Cool. Yep, I totally agree with that. Do you want to mark it as it's in a different repo, so it's not in the main Rook repo. Website. Show up on the true. Yep. So okay.
Yep. So hopefully we can get that improved soon. The next item I had was around Rook marketing. So a couple weeks ago I brought up, or maybe it was a month ago already, brought up that there's an intern joining Red Hat marketing team who could help with open source projects like Rook. I talked to him on Friday, and he may be able to have some time. Well, he will have some time to work on Rook And the project I was kind of thinking of working with him on is we've got all these great testimonials, and that's kind of, can we add that to more or make it more visible on the Rook website instead of just having it in like adopters.md, I think, and then GitHub.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would just improve visibility and all that.
That sounds good. And then also, I'm happy to give them access to like the raw responses and details I got from all of the adopters that I interviewed. I got surveys from and stuff like that. So if they want more details than what's on adopters.md, just connect them with me, and I'll get them set up with access to the raw data.
Yep, cool. Yeah, I'll just make sure he's aware that we got to be careful of data that they didn't want made public.
Yeah, definitely. We do not want to disclose ones that are not publicly approved. Yeah, totally.
Right. Yeah. So he's this intern. He's not real experienced with websites, so he'll probably need some time to ramp up on the website and things. And he's checking with his manager to confirm that this project, or he has time for it. But hopefully it works out, and
yeah, that'd be great.
Great improvement.
Cool. Sounds good. Okay, just a quick note that so the NATS project, like open source, like message queue type of CNCF project. The founder of that, Derek Collison, he reached out just recently about that they got some they're having issues with some of their solutions and for customers on Azure with Azure Files, and it may be that they got some advice to come check out Rook, and the Rook offering would be a better solution for them for persistence of data for their customers. So he sent me an email like over the weekend, and I'm not sure exactly of what the requirements are so far. It was a little bit short, but that's something that I'll probably rope some of you all in, because I think that Ceph would probably be the best, a good solution for that. And so getting some advice or some help making them successful, a fellow CNCF project successful in adopting Rook as well, would be really nice. So I'll probably add a few of you to that email chain so we can talk with Derek and see what NATS really needs, and what's their use case, what's their scenario.
Nice. Yeah. Do you know him from other projects? Like
no, I don't know. Actually, no, I don't know Derek personally. I just know him from know about him from podcasts and stuff like that. He's done a lot of really cool work. He's really, really well spoken. But another contributor and Upbound employee has a personal relationship with him, and he connected us together.
Cool.
So, but I'll get him connected to the people that know more about the hands-on practical solutions that'll be able to help them out.
You're saying you're a little out of touch, Jared?
But I'm a high level strategy kind of guy.
Yep.
Sweet. Okay.
Manager's another name for you.
Yeah, I don't do much code or anything these days. High level guy, high level. Okay, so we didn't have any PRs or issues listed here specifically. But that's open for people to add some to. I followed up on my action item for why releases.rook.io wasn't working, and it's user error. It's not plural. It's release.rook.io. To troubleshoot that, I went to our DNS records in Netlify, and I saw an entry immediately for release.rook.io, and I was like, oh, and I went to that in the web browser, and works just fine.
I can't remember. How did that come up last week? I
don't know what we were talking. I don't know how we were talking about it, but we were talking about the artifacts there, and I was like, yeah, on releases.rook.io, and I typed it into the web browser, and it was like error not found. I was like, oh shoot, what's wrong with this thing? So much ado about nothing.
You solved your own problem.
Got it. But the action item was followed up on. That is the important part to remember here.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yep. So we'll see if you do the same for your action item, Travis.
Yeah, I'll follow up. Hopefully I'll get an answer on that today.
So PRs, any PRs to bring up in there?
As far as PRs, there's definitely some big ones we're getting close to merging. The admission controller, Neat is working on. Welcome, Vineet. Anything you want to bring up here with that, Vineet? I need to give it a final review myself.
Yeah, actually, hi guys. So this is my first time joining this meeting. Yeah.
Welcome.
Usually I join the other meeting where Travis and Sebastian are. So for the admission controllers, I think most of the part is done. So the documentation recently Sebastian and Blaine had reviewed. So documentation, I have addressed all the comments there. So we were discussing on the Sebastian and I in the huddle, we were discussing about whether we need to change to using the controller runtime library for the webhooks. So I'm just a little bit confused on that part. Travis, you were saying that we ought to implement that container runtime, and Seb was saying that if it doesn't, if it doesn't need to be added to the reconcile logic, it can stay like that. So only if we're reconciling something, we might need to use the controller runtime. So that's the part, like little bit I'm confused on whether I should do it or not.
Okay, but so the package in question, there was a controller runtime / webhook, or what was the name of the package? I forget.
It was the controller runtime Kubernetes package. So webhook, inside it, there was a webhook package.
Yeah, so it's a webhook package inside the controller runtime.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I haven't looked into that package myself, but I mean, if that package implements some things we're already using, like I know there was some code that you found in another project that we're using. Like, does that webhook package mean we don't need that code that we found in the other project if it already implements that? Or yeah, I don't know what's in that package, so it just depends on what it offers for whether it makes sense to use it. It sounded like a good thing, but if it doesn't make sense to use it, then yeah, we can just go with what we already have.
Yeah, actually, we are already doing all the things like manually. So starting up the server, bringing up the pods, everything. So it's the same thing, but it requires some manager. So it requires to be added to the reconcile logic. So that webhook needs to be added to the manager as a controller. So there is all that. So if I'm going to do this, then it will be like a major change.
Right.
Otherwise, I'll just go ahead and like address Blaine and Sebastian's review and like update it. So if I could get clear on that part, it would be good.
Okay. Yeah, and I think it would, if it's, I mean, a major rewrite type of thing, kind of like the controller runtime conversion we did for other controllers in Rook, I'd say let's go ahead and merge what we have right now, and then we can look at that improvement afterwards. That's a possibility.
Okay. If it's fine, then I'll just go ahead and address the comments then. After merging, we may have some follow-up PRs and improve upon it, like you said.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay.
Cool. Any other PRs or issues to bring up?
Don't think any more on my mind. Well, there are lots on my mind, but not that we need to bring up here.
Not that we need to discuss right now.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Was there one? Did somebody say something? No. Okay.
All right. If that is all the agenda items then for today, then we can go ahead and adjourn and meet up in 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
All righty. Thanks, everybody. Have a good week.
Have a good day.
Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe.
Bye.